English podcast.
From Learn English with Joy. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Learn English with Joy. We're so glad to have you here. Today, we're going to talk about something very useful for everyday conversations: basic English phrases for daily conversations. Whether you're just starting to learn English or you've been learning for a while, these phrases will help you speak more naturally and confidently in common situations.
Exactly. These are the phrases you'll hear and use every day. They are simple but very important when you want to feel confident and comfortable in casual conversations. Today, we'll help you understand and use phrases like, "How's everything going?" and "Can you help me?" in real-life conversations.
That's right, Chris. A lot of people know these phrases but aren't always sure how and when to use them. By the end of this episode, you'll feel comfortable using them in your own conversations.
Before we dive in, Emily, can you give me an example of a simple question you ask when you meet a friend or colleague?
Sure. I often say, "How's everything going?" It's a very casual way of asking, "How are you?" You can use it with friends or even with coworkers you feel comfortable with.
Exactly. It's a friendly, informal way to check in with someone. And when someone asks you that, you can say something like, "It's going well, thanks," or "Pretty good, how about you?" It's a great way to start a conversation.
And now, let's look at another useful phrase. Grab a snack. This is something you can use when you're hungry but don't want to eat a big meal. You might say, "Let's grab a snack before we go," if you're getting something small like a sandwich or fruit.
Right. It's perfect for when you just want a quick bite before continuing with your day. Now let's move on to another useful phrase. Call it quits. This means you decide to stop doing something because you're done or you're tired. For example, "I've been working all day, I think I'll call it quits."
Let's explore these phrases in more detail. First, call it quits. This one is useful when you're tired and want to finish what you're doing. For example, after a long work day, you could say, "I'm ready to call it quits for today."
It's a simple but very useful phrase. And if you need a break, you can say, "Take a pause." It means stopping for a moment to relax. For instance, "I'm going to take a pause and grab some coffee." It's perfect when you need a little rest before getting back to work.
Exactly. Now, run some errands means doing small tasks, usually outside the house. For example, "I need to run some errands this afternoon." You could use it when you need to pick up groceries, go to the post office, or get something fixed.
That's right. And let's not forget, stay in touch. This phrase means to keep in contact with someone, even if you don't see them often. You can say, "It was great meeting you. Let's stay in touch."
Absolutely. And "in a rush" is another great phrase for when you're in a hurry. If someone asks you to do something but you don't have much time, you can say, "Sorry, I'm in a rush. Can we talk later?"
Exactly. And pick up means to collect something or someone. For example, "Can you pick up my dry cleaning on the way home?" It's perfect for small tasks like picking up groceries or taking someone to the airport.
Now, "just in case" is a phrase you can use when you want to be prepared for something unexpected. For example, "Let's bring some snacks, just in case the meeting runs long."
That's right. And finally, "take full advantage of it" means to make the most of an opportunity. For example, "The weather is nice today. Let's take full advantage of it and go for a walk."
Let's practice these phrases together. You can start by saying, "How's everything going?" the next time you meet a friend or coworker.
Exactly. And don't forget to use "grab a snack" when you're feeling a little hungry but don't want a full meal. It's a simple, useful phrase.
And when you're ready to end your workday, try saying, "Call it quits." You'll sound so natural using that in conversation. The key is to keep practicing these phrases until they become second nature. The more you use them, the easier they'll feel to say in everyday situations.
All right, now it's time for a quick vocabulary quiz to test what you've learned today. Ready? Let's do it. Here's the first question. 1. What does grab a snack mean?
2. How would you ask someone how they're doing in a casual way?
3. What does call it quits mean?
4. How do you say you're busy and need a break in a polite way?
5. What does run some errands refer to? Great job, everyone! I hope you've learned some useful phrases today that you can start using right away. Keep practicing. And remember, learning English is all about taking small steps every day.
Exactly. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. The more you practice, the more confident you'll become. In speaking English. All right, Chris, let's dive right into it. We're going to break down some common phrases that we use every day. The first one we have is, how's everything going? Chris, this is such a simple but friendly phrase, isn't it?
Absolutely, Emily. How's everything going is a casual, informal way to ask someone how they're doing. It's much more relaxed than the standard, how are you? When you ask, how's everything going? Component placement. You're not just asking about someone's health, but you're also checking in on their life, how they're feeling, and what's been going on with them. It's a great way to start a conversation.
Exactly. It's such a natural way to ask someone how they're doing, and you can use it with friends, family, or even coworkers you're comfortable with. For example, if I were meeting you after a long day at work, I could say, "Hey Chris, how's everything going?"
Right. And if someone asks you that, you can respond with something like, it's going well, thanks for asking. Or if it's not the best day, you can say, it's going okay. It's all about making the conversation feel relaxed and open.
I love how "how's everything going" opens up the conversation. It's much more personal than just saying, "How are you?" Now, let's move on to the next one. Grab a snack.
Ah, yes, grab a snack. This one is super handy when you're feeling a little hungry but don't want to sit down for a full meal, when you just need something quick to keep you going.
Exactly. It means eating a small meal or snack, like a quick sandwich or fruit. You could say, "Let's grab a snack before we head out," if you're in a rush but still need a little something to eat. It's also a great way to take a break without eating too much.
For sure. And it's perfect when you're in between things, like if you're at work and need a quick energy boost. You might say, I'm starving. Let's grab a snack while we wait for the meeting to start. It's all about making sure you stay fueled up without taking too much time.
Right. So simple and practical. Okay, moving on to the next one. Call it quits. This is one of my favorites. It's such a natural way to say you're done with something, whether it's work or any other activity.
Yes. Call it quits means you decide to stop doing something, especially when you feel tired or like you've done enough. For example, after a long day at the office, you could say, I've been working all day, I think I'll call it quits. It's a nice way of saying, I'm finished for the day.
Exactly. It's perfect for letting someone know you're done with something, whether it's work or even a fun activity. For example, if you've been watching TV for hours, you could say, "All right, I think it's time to call it quits and go to bed." It's a way to politely end something without making a big deal of it.
And it's so useful when you've been working hard all day. Sometimes you just need to say, I'm done. For now, let's call it quits. So simple and effective.
Now let's talk about take a pause. This is another great phrase. It means to stop what you're doing for a short time to relax or recharge.
Exactly. You could say, I'm going to take a pause and grab some coffee. It's a nice way of saying you need a short break to refresh yourself before continuing with work or whatever you're doing.
Yes, it's all about giving yourself a little time to breathe. If you're working on something for a while, it's so important to take a pause. Just like when you feel your brain starting to tire, it helps keep you productive.
Right. A little pause can go a long way. Now, let's move on to run some errands. This is such a common phrase, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Run some errands means to do small tasks, usually outside of the house. You might be going to the post office, the grocery store, or picking up something. For example, I need to run some errands this afternoon.
Exactly. It's a great phrase because it covers a lot of activities, all those little things you need to get done. You can say, I need to run some errands, I'll be back soon. It's so useful when you're talking about your busy day.
It's a great catch-all phrase. Now, let's move on to stay in touch. This is such a nice phrase to use when you want to keep connected with someone, even if you don't see them often.
Yes, if you've just met someone or said goodbye to a friend, you might say, it was great meeting you, let's stay in touch. It's a way to express that you want to maintain communication with someone, even if you're not always around them.
Exactly. It's so polite and friendly. It's a great phrase for keeping relationships strong, whether it's with friends, colleagues, or anyone else.
Right? And it's really common in both personal and professional contexts. Now, in a rush is a phrase that's super useful when you're in a hurry.
Yes, when you don't have much time and you need to move quickly, you can say, sorry, I'm in a rush, I'll talk to you later. It's polite and clear, and it lets the other person know that you're too busy to chat.
Exactly. It's the perfect way to end a conversation when you're in a hurry. Now let's talk about pick up. This is a phrase that can be used in a lot of situations.
Yes. Pick up means to collect something or someone. For example, you could say, can you pick up my dry cleaning on the way home? It's also used when you're picking up a person, like, I need to pick up my friend from the airport.
It's such a practical phrase to know, especially when you're running errands or helping someone out. Now let's move on to just in case. This one is so handy.
It is. Just in case means that you're preparing for something that might happen, even though it's not certain. For example, let's bring some snacks, just in case the meeting runs long. It's all about being ready for any situation.
It's perfect for those moments when you're not sure what will happen, but you want to be prepared. And finally, take full advantage of it. This is a great phrase when you want to make the most of an opportunity.
Exactly. For example, the weather is nice today. Let's take full advantage of it and go for a walk. It means you're going to enjoy or use an opportunity to its fullest.
And who doesn't love a good opportunity to enjoy something, right? So, Emily, let's practice some of these useful phrases with our listeners today.
Absolutely, Chris. And yes, practice is key. All right, listeners, now it's your turn to speak out loud and practice with us. We'll go over the phrases we learned today and apply them in different situations. Ready?
Okay, so first up, let's try, how's everything going? Emily, imagine we're meeting each other after a busy week. I'll ask you, hey Emily, how's everything going?
It's going well, thanks for asking. Great job, Chris. Now, listeners, repeat after us. How's everything going? And it's going well, thanks. These are great phrases to use when meeting friends, colleagues, or even people you haven't seen for a while.
All right, that was easy. But hey, I've got a question for you, Emily. What if I'm feeling a little hungry and want to grab something quick? I could say, let's grab a bite, right?
Not quite. I think you meant to say, let's grab a snack, since you're talking about something light, not a full meal. Grab a bite would work for a full meal, like lunch or dinner.
Oh, you're right. Let's grab a snack sounds much better when we're just looking for something quick to eat. Thanks for the correction, Emily. All right, let's practice it. Let's grab a snack.
Exactly. Now, let's move on to another phrase. Call it quits. So, imagine after a long day, I tell you, I've been working all day, I think I'll call it quits.
I would say that sounds fine, but to make it sound more natural, you might want to add a little more to it. Instead of, I think I'll call it quits, you could say, I'm going to call it quits for today. It's a little smoother that way.
Good catch, Chris. Yes, I'm going to call it quits for today is more natural. Now, listeners, practice with us. I'm going to call it quits for today. It's a great phrase when you want to end your work or any activity.
Got it. Thanks for the tip, Emily. Moving on, let's try take a pause. This is great when you need a short break. For example, after working for a while, you might say, I'm going to take a pause and grab some coffee.
Perfect, Chris. Now, listeners, try saying that with us. Take a pause and grab some coffee. It's a nice, easy way to let someone know that you need a short break before getting back to work.
All right, Emily, I think I'm getting the hang of this, but let's move on to run some errands. What if I'm going out to do some quick tasks? I'd say, I need to run some errands this afternoon.
That's absolutely right, Chris. Run some errands is perfect for tasks like going to the bank or picking up groceries. Listeners, repeat after us. I need to run some errands this afternoon. Great. And now let's practice stay in touch. This one's super helpful when you want to stay connected with someone. For example, I could say, it was great meeting you. Let's stay in touch. That sounds great. And remember, it's something you can say when saying goodbye or when you want to keep up a relationship. So, listeners, repeat after us. Let's stay in touch.
I'm definitely learning a lot here. Let's move on to in a rush. This is a great phrase when you need to hurry. For example, sorry, I'm in a rush. I'll talk to you later. Perfect. It's the perfect way to politely let someone know you're in a hurry. And now, let's practice pick up. This is so useful when you need to collect something or someone. For example, can you pick up my dry cleaning on the way home?
Right. And it works for both things and people. You can also use it when you're picking up a friend at the airport, for example. All right, let's try just in case. You'd use this when you want to be prepared. For example, let's bring some snacks, just in case the meeting runs long. Exactly. It's all about being prepared for whatever may happen. Listeners, try repeating it, just in case the meeting runs long.
Great. And finally, let's practice take full advantage of it. You can use this when you want to make the most of something. For example, the weather is nice today. Let's take full advantage of it and go for a walk. Great job, Chris. And listeners, repeat after us. Take full advantage of it and go for a walk. It's a great way to say you want to fully enjoy an opportunity. All right, Emily, I think we've covered a lot of ground. Now, let's remind our listeners, it's not just about listening to these phrases, it's about speaking them out loud. That's how you really improve.
Exactly. Don't just listen to us, speak along with us. And don't be afraid to make mistakes. The more you practice, the more confident you'll become in speaking English. Use these phrases in your everyday conversations, with your friends, at work, at school, or with your family.
Yes, and remember, the more you practice, the more naturally these phrases will come to you. So keep practicing, even if it feels a little awkward at first.
Great advice, Chris. Keep using these phrases in your day-to-day life, and you'll see improvement. Thanks for practicing with us today, and don't forget to keep learning. Chris. All right, let's quickly review all the phrases we learned today. Listeners, repeat after us. How's everything going? Let's grab a snack. I'm going to call it quits for today.
Take a pause and grab some coffee. I need to run some errands. Let's stay in touch. Sorry, I'm in a rush. Can you pick up my dry cleaning? Let's bring some snacks, just in case. Take full advantage of it and go for a walk.
Perfect. Now, listeners, don't forget, practice makes perfect. Keep using these phrases in real conversations to make them feel more natural. All right, let's see how much you remember. I'll ask you some questions, and after each one, take a moment to think about your answer. Ready? Question 1. What does grab a snack mean? This one's easy. Grab a snack means you're going to eat something small, like a quick snack, because you're hungry but don't have time for a full meal.
Exactly. So think about the times you just need a quick bite to eat. What does grab a snack mean to you? Question 2. How would you respond if someone says, "How's everything going?" This is a common question. If someone asks, "How's everything going?" you can respond by saying,
It's going well, thanks. Or not bad, depending on how your day is going.
yes. Those are great responses. You can also say, "It's going okay," or "Everything's good." Think about how you would reply next time someone asks you, "How's everything going?" Question 3. What phrase would you use if you want to stop working for the day?
If you've had a long day and you want to stop working, you can say, call it quits.
I would say that sounds fine, but to make it sound even more natural, you might want to add a little more to it. Instead of, "I think I'll call it quits," you could just say, "I'm going to call it quits for today." It sounds a bit smoother that way.
Oh, I see. Thanks for that correction, Chris. Listeners, remember, I'm going to call it quits for today. Sounds much more natural. Try saying it with us. I'm going to call it quits for today. Question 4. What does take a pause refer to?
If you need a little break during your day, take a pause means you stop for a short time to relax or refresh before continuing with your work. Exactly. For example, "I'm going to take a pause and grab some coffee." It's a great way to take a short break during a busy day. Listeners, say it with us. Take a pause and grab some coffee. Question 5. How do you say you are in a hurry? If you're rushing to do something and don't have much time, you can say, "Sorry, I'm in a rush. I'll talk to you later." Right. "I'm in a rush" is perfect when you're busy and need to let someone know that you don't have time to chat right now.
Exactly. So, next time you're in a hurry, just say, I'm in a rush. It's a polite way to excuse yourself.
All right, great job, everyone. Now, remember, these phrases are really useful in everyday conversations. Don't just memorize them, use them. The more you practice, the more natural they will become.
That's right. Keep practicing and applying these phrases in real situations, and soon enough, they'll feel like second nature. Thanks for joining us today, reviewing the phrases.
All right, let's quickly review the phrases we learned today. Listeners, repeat after us. How's everything going? Let's grab a snack. I'm going to call it quits for today. Take a pause and grab some coffee. Sorry, I'm in a rush.
Great job. Now, don't forget to use these phrases in your daily conversations to make them feel more natural. The more you use them, the more confident you'll feel when speaking English.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to make mistakes. The more you practice, the more confident you'll become in speaking English. See you next time.
Well, Chris, I can't believe how much we've learned today. It's been such a great session, and I hope our listeners are feeling more confident with these everyday phrases.
I agree, Emily. It's amazing how much you can achieve by learning just a few words and phrases each day. It might feel like a slow process sometimes, but progress is progress, no matter how small. And you know what? That's what really matters.
Absolutely, Chris. It's all about taking it one step at a time. Remember, perfection is not the goal. Progress is. It's something Steve Jobs once said, and it couldn't be more true when it comes to learning a new language.
I love that quote. Learning English is a journey, and it's okay to make mistakes along the way. What's important is that we keep going, keep improving, and embrace the process. Don't be afraid to try speaking English, even if it feels uncomfortable at first. Every time you try, you're moving forward.
Exactly. And I encourage all of you to practice today. Even if it's just one sentence, say it out loud. Don't worry about making mistakes. Those are part of the learning process.
That's right. The more you speak, the more confident you'll become. So today, take a moment to say one thing in English. It could be something simple like, "How's everything going?" or "Let's grab a snack." Just say it and celebrate your progress.
We believe in you, and we know you're doing amazing. Keep going, keep practicing, and remember, you're one step closer every day. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Learn English with Joy.
Take care, everyone, and happy learning.